Hello, and welcome to this webinar for 5 steps to secure your dream role. My name is Dev Desai, and I'm hosting this webinar just to ensure that you get my 5 step framework, which is a mind boggling roadmap and a proven framework which can deliver you awesome results for your job search journey. So let's get started. What is this 5 step framework? So, at the end of this workshop, you will know how to gain clarity on your ideal job profile, the formula to validate your skills and capabilities, like internally within yourself and externally in the market, how to validate yourself and don't undervalue yourself, how to craft your unique value proposition, because this is the most important point where you validate your skills and capabilities to define a clear standout value proposition for yourself, how to define and build your network. So, leveraging your current network and building new relationships and getting ahead in your job search. So, I will explain you the rule of only quality people over quantity and the bulletproof cold outreach strategy. This is the proven method which I give to my clients and who have implemented consistently to generate warm connections with decision makers. With this strategy, my clients have generated 5x more conversations on LinkedIn without applying online. And at the end of the course, at the end of this webinar, I'll give you a bonus LinkedIn optimization course, which will help you to convert your LinkedIn into sales page and attract more and more followers. So stick around until the end for a live Q&A with me. If you want to book a call, go ahead and hit that link and book a call with me. A giveaway including my LinkedIn profile makeover course, which I usually present for $299 value, but I'm just giving it for free. And bonus 30-minute free strategy call with me to know how to get your next job guaranteed. I will give you a 30-minute of my time to give you a real-time strategy. So you are in the right place if you are an ambitious professional, if you are tired of sending multiple applications, if you know there is a better way, want to get the right strategy, if you're ready to take the actions, and if you want to get strategic and not messy. But before that, a little about me. I'm Dave. I've reviewed over 5,000 resumes, interviewed 2,000 plus candidates, and hired 1,000 plus candidates in companies like Deloitte, Westpac, CBA, Mondelez, Travelex, Accenture. And I've impacted lives across 7 different countries in both tech and non-tech world. As a recruiter, I've researched IT leaders and top CEOs to find out what they look for in the candidates, how they review resumes, and how they get impressed by some of the LinkedIn messages sent by candidates. And I've then helped hundreds of candidates around the world to secure their dream roles and still do it by effectively guiding them on the right strategies to be implemented on LinkedIn. So I moved to Australia in 2019 from UAE, Dubai. 2020 hit hard. I was made redundant. I had a very less savings and I had no strategy for job search. So it was a tough lesson for me. I couldn't get a job for almost 3 months. I had no clear direction and that put me under a huge pressure. And I fell into the trap of spending hours of time in traditional job search method. So what I was doing, I didn't know what roles I was applying for. I was sending random applications. Resume never cuts through the ATS. I must send generic resumes and cover letters. I constantly refreshed job boards hoping for new postings. I overlooked networking, relying solely on the applications. And at the end, I felt frustrated due to no response for the messages or getting hundreds of rejection messages. If this is you, just put relate in the chat window. I was on a never ending hamster wheel. So, Albert Einstein has said if you keep doing the same things, you will end up getting the same results. And this is exactly what I was doing. I was constantly doing the same thing and expecting a different result, which will never happen. So, there was a clear need for me to get to change my actions. So, how did it change? Well, that experience actually changed me for good. I decided to take a step back and reinvent my entire strategy to land a role. And then the transformation. The jobs I applied were 100% aligned to my skills and my experience. I was clear about the employers and the roles I was targeting. I was not sending random applications. I had a strategy to connect with the right people. I started offering value on LinkedIn rather than asking for jobs. My messages started to convert into meetings and Zoom calls. I had multiple interviews, and even if there were no jobs advertised, and this is possible. And at the end, I landed two offers within 1.5 months and chose to work with my dream company, Deloitte. Yes, this exactly happened in 2021. Since then, I have helped hundreds of candidates tackle the frustration of not finding their ideal jobs. Because it's personal. I have been there. I have lived the journey which you are living right now. And I can tell you from a perspective, how do you feel? So, your success is my mission. Why? Because I believe you have a unique skill set and a story that deserves to be elevated. I love seeing people just like you secure a role in companies where their skills are valued and can make a big difference in the team. Let me give you a quick disclaimer. This workshop or this webinar is not for you if you are not clear on where you're heading, if you're frustrated applying the jobs, you feel invisible on LinkedIn, you're action driven, but you don't know how to take actions, but you have an intention to take an action. You're done working yourself, finding it out on YouTube and other Udemy courses. You need a mentor who can actually work with you, guide you step by step, and you're ready to think differently and be uncomfortable. If you're one of these, then this webinar is for you. So that you know my story, how I helped, you might be wondering, how can you do the same? That's exactly what I'll be sharing with you today. Before I dive into my 5 step framework, let's do some reality check. This is a traditional job search process where you send thousands of online applications and it hits the ATS. ATS is nothing but the recruiter's applicant tracking system where they receive all the applications, recruiter reviews, and shortlist hundreds of candidates out of thousands. They only put forward a few candidates for interviews, and then only a few get interview feedback, and only one gets offer. This is a traditional job search process, and as a job seeker, you are lying somewhere in this funnel in one of the steps and waiting for the next steps. The job market is booming in Australia. So last night I had a look in the job market, especially for the software engineering roles. There are 133,000 jobs. Then why are so many people struggling and frustrated? Because people think that the job search is easy. They know everything about applying jobs online and then take a ton of time in getting that information out of their head and hope that it will work. And that never works. And the result is I can just tailor my resume and cover letter for each applications. I can just figure it out on my own. I could just get this information for free. These are the results they're struggling with. And at the end, they get some limiting beliefs. When things don't work out for a certain period of time, let's say 3 months or 6 months, they develop some limiting beliefs about themselves and the market. Like, I'm new to the country and migrants have a hard journey. This is so false. I don't have strong network because I hate networking. We are in the middle of a recession. Everyone is talking about this, and this is so untrue. I have seen in my journey in the last few months hundreds of candidates getting amazing jobs. Market is bad and not there are not too many jobs out there. You have to find the opportunities. Opportunities will not find you. And the last but not the least, people don't accept my cold DMs. Are you really sending a right message on LinkedIn, or you just asking for a job? And that's the question you need to ask yourself. Anyone can teach you tactics, but transformation is difficult. So, in this program, you will learn about transforming your job search journey, and strategies are just a part of it. Let's dive into it. First, growth mindset. The first thing you need to tackle is your eliminating limiting beliefs. You need an unstoppable growth mindset, or else the world will distract you. You will have imposter syndrome. Without believing in yourself and your skills, you cannot achieve your ideal role. So you need to feed your mind daily with something positive. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you're right. So get an unstoppable mindset, work on your mindset, work on your beliefs first, because success is 80% mindset and 20% strategy. Second, get clarity. What exactly you want? Are you really a product manager? Are you really a marketing manager or a sales professional? What does it look like? What is your ideal role? Because clarity is power. I have seen hundreds of candidates just sending random applications of various jobs which they also know that they don't qualify for it, but they're just sending applications because they need a job. So getting clear on your goals is the first step to start your journey. Knowing where you are going so that to better understand whether you are, and so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. So the second thing to get clarity, what you do, you map out where you are and where you want to be. And for that, you set some goals. And you just don't set some goals, you set SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. I can tell you more about SMART goals in my next video. How do you get specificity? A simple example. A journalist would say, I am a data scientist. But a person who really knows who they are, they would say, I'm expert in developing data driven apps using Python, SQL, and Spark. This statement adds tremendous specificity to how you portray yourself. Let's look at another example. I am a software engineer. Well, you are a software engineer, but what kind of? And what do you do? That's what employers are looking for. So as a specialist, when you set your goals, you need to say, I'm a full stack engineer building modern apps using JavaScript, React, Node, AWS. This is being super specific and companies love it. Another part of getting clarity is subtraction, because subtraction equals success. So there is input, and whatever input you give in your life, there is output. So for example, if you're watching 3 hours of Netflix show, your output would be you might feel more relaxed, but it didn't help you get closer to your goal. Versus if you're dedicating 1 hour a day to research new companies and decision makers, this is a real progress towards the end goal of increasing opportunities for landing interviews. So you need to decide, what are you going to subtract from your life and how are you going to master your time? Yes, if you want to land your dream job in the shortest amount of time, you need to become a time ninja. This is the formula to set SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable, repeatable, and timely. How to get laser focused? There are three factors that drives your success: your experience, your core skills, and the specific outcome you've achieved. So your three factors will help you to create your USP, which will bring you laser focused clarity. And you will achieve this in our program through a unique exercise where I will help you to create your internal validation and craft your USP, which is nothing but your transformation statement. Let's look at an example. Internal validation. Step 3. This is a self deep dive. Job seekers are applying random jobs without knowing if they are the right fit for it. This is a common problem. How do we solve it? Well, identify what is important to you in your next job. During internal validation, you're going to make a list of enjoyable work culture, smart co-workers, location, stability. What do you really value in a job? Make an inventory list of your strengths in the past 10 years to align to this. And define your 3 factors, which is your ideal employer, your ideal role, and your strategy. And how are you going to target those roles? Design your experience using STAR method: situation, task, action, and results. And craft your unique value proposition, which is nothing but your transformation statement. Here is a quick example of your unique value proposition of a software engineer. So after you complete the internal validation, you will come to a conclusion and you will be able to draft your transformation statement. Example, I help employers and teams design high quality web applications by leveraging my expertise in modern app development using a full stack approach with JavaScript, TypeScript, React, Node, Postgres, and AWS so that we can enhance user experience and drive business growth. This USB statement is so specific that anyone who is reading it would know who you are, what are your expertise, what technologies you can work on, and what the results you can deliver. Super specific, highly targeted. After doing this exercise, you will be super specific and you will have great clarity about who you are, what are your core skills, what solutions you have implemented, what problems you have solved, what are the target companies you should go after, and what the target audience, which is nothing but hiring managers, you should go after on LinkedIn, how to message them, how to create and revamp your LinkedIn and resume, and what's your ideal role. You need these 9 pillars to get a super targeted job search strategy. Let's look at a client case study. So Taku relocated from South Africa a couple of months ago, knowing nothing about Australian job market. And then he landed his first contract role as an iOS engineer in a startup within 6 weeks, and he only has 2 years of experience. When he started this program, he was frustrated and overwhelmed by sending multiple online applications. But together we worked on clarifying his ideal job specifications. We did an extensive market research and built confidence, which resulted into him sending 12 messages to the ideal audience, having one conversation and then one offer. This hero state was so easy for him to achieve with the right guidance and the right tools in place. Number 4, external validation. Market research top 40 companies that you want to target. Market research is a skill to do comprehensive market research. External validation is a skill to do comprehensive market research on LinkedIn to find employers that align with your validation. Means find out what companies align with you and your internal validation, which we have done in the last step, where those companies are and what they do, and job titles that align with your core skills and expertise. Then research about those companies and make a list of at least 40 target companies. This is a skills for life, which you will never forget and implement every time you have a problem. Either you want to get a promotion or change your job, you will exactly follow the same process. And let's look at another case study, Belinda. Belinda is a career changer. She is an accountant. She changed her career from an accountant to becoming a full stack engineer. And she secured a role at AWS within 8 weeks. She was in the market for 4 plus months. She had a limiting belief that there are not many opportunities for a person who is just a fresher in the market, and she was sending hundreds of applications, but she was not even securing a junior software engineer role. She did a solid market research as a part of the program, and she built quality network, which resulted into securing Zoom calls with CTOs and founders every week. And the more calls you have with the decision makers, the more probability for you is to land the job. Create your network map like exactly Belinda has done. Use your existing network and define your new network, because your network consists of all the people you know and who know you. It's not just about professional network. Belinda initially went on to talking to their family, friends, ex-colleagues, ex-coworkers, ex-managers, ex-boyfriend, and they started referring her into various networks. You never know who will be connected where. So make sure that you first use your existing network, not only on LinkedIn, but also your family, friends, and ex-colleagues. Then you go on defining your network. Now, defining your network is nothing but you create a new network. You connect with the right people because you have internally validated your stuff and you validated externally. You know who is your ideal employer, who are the ideal people you should be targeting. Then you go after them, offer them insights, and share valuable content. Comment on their post, like their post, follow them, engage in the group discussions, and build that network of hiring managers. Last but not the least, magic messaging. Informational interviews are the great way of learning and earning. And this is a small sequence of how we implement magic messaging. This is just a tip of the iceberg. This is just a 1% of the magic messaging that we teach in the program, which delivers real results. First, seek advice. People love to give advice, so invite them for a research project. Tell them I'm doing a research on a particular skills or a particular tech or particular industry problem. I would love to get your insights. Then when they come on a call, learn about their challenges, learn what they might need help with. Before the call, learn about their company, ask questions about their company, their teams, highlight your skills, highlight your key skills, and this is your chance during the call. And have a follow up call if you feel that they are the ideal audience for you. Keep in touch if they are showing interest. And last but not the least, many people get you speak with will offer to help you, or sometimes they are your ideal, most of the times they are your ideal hiring managers, and they will actually would love to hire you in that team. So with this process, you're actually inviting yourself for a mini interview without the person, without telling the person that you have self-invited yourself for a mini interview. Now, this advice alone is worth $100,000. No one will tell you this. Reach out to your targets thoughtfully. So when you're implementing magic messaging, reach out to them, personalize them, find a common connection, and then have a conversation. Like I sent a message to Dhruv, like you, I worked on AWS. I always appreciate an industry fellow with similar interests. Nice to connect with you. Have a great day. Reach out to them with intention. Don't reach out to them with the intention of asking for a job. This is a sequence of our bulletproof cold outreach magic messaging. Now, in the program, we give you a clear-cut, tailored LinkedIn script with various scenarios and various situations and various examples to follow. This is just one of them. First, address a pain point. Feel like your team might be facing this challenge, and just address a pain point because you've done a research about their company. You know what could be the pain point. Then educate them. Educate them with step-by-step instructions and action plan. Once you educate them in your message, show your experience. Give them a sense that you have similar experience in solving or overcoming such problem. Give a testimonial. That means problem was solved. This is just one of the ways that I help my employers with a solution. So tell them this is how I solved the problem. And last but not the least, call to action. That means ask them if they are open to have a chat or a coffee catch up or a Zoom call or a phone call. So this is the 5-step sequence you can follow in magic messaging. This is just a one method that I show you in the program. I have more than 20 types of methods and messages which will generate more and more responses on LinkedIn. Find decision makers using Sales Navigator. Now, I created a YouTube video a few weeks ago. How can you leverage Sales Navigator to find decision makers? And Sales Navigator is an amazing tool. 99% of the salespeople in the world use Sales Navigator because they find their ideal clients there. You can always take a 30-day free trial and try your hands on it. So follow my YouTube channel, which is Job Search Accelerator, and you'll find this video there. One of the other way I show in the program is the video messaging. Leveraging video messaging will improve your response rate by 25%. And there is an example of how I sent a video message to Sid, who wasn't replying to my message, that I recorded a 5-minute video to give him some insights around my skills and experience. Easy. Let's look at another case study. Jitu, she was a migrant from Singapore, and she ended up landing a senior full-stack Java engineer role in just 3 weeks in the program. Again, like Taku, she was scared, overwhelmed with applying 50 plus roles with no confidence or strategy. She implemented magic messaging to the core. She sent 23 messages to the hiring managers and she landed her dream role, even if the job was not advertised. I helped her to eliminate all of her limiting beliefs as a migrant to make sure that she has the right confidence. Because when you believe in something, that is transferable, our beliefs are transferable. And she was transferring her beliefs to her job search process and every person she spoke with. So the first thing I worked on was eliminating her belief system. Be strategic and track. Have a follow-up strategy. This is just a snapshot of the worksheet and the tracker that we follow in our program, where how can you track each conversation, because you are not having hundreds of conversations, but you're just doing limited conversations, but with the right people, with the quality people, and you can easily track them, follow up with them, and understand who is my number one connection or who is my number 5 connection. So you rate the importance of that connection in the tracking sheet so that you know who I'm going to waste time following up with or who I'm not. Create a learning plan and a schedule for yourself. Get super organized. If you're spending 7 to 8 hours just applying this jobs on LinkedIn, it's not going to work. So you need to get super organized with your time. As I mentioned earlier, you need to be a time ninja if you are looking for a job, because there are so many distractions in the market. People will always come to you and tell you, do this, do that. But without a proper planning, you're driving without a GPS. This will take you nowhere. So this is just an example of how we make you accountable and how we help you to manage your time by continuously planning your activities, which includes everything right from your mindset, your physical exercise, to researching the companies, messaging the decision makers, upscaling yourself, or taking courses and applying jobs as well. So, how do you achieve all this? Well, you can't do this alone. I will be with you to mentor and hold you accountable for each step in the process. Accountability increases your chances to take actions by 25%. So this is your wheel of success. Clearly defined goals, validated USP, market research, building your network, and targeted messaging. So in this program, you will realize your true value of your skills and experience, get clear and have an unstoppable mindset, validate your USP in the market and align it accordingly, build your network of decision makers, very important, and have a LinkedIn outreach strategy. Let's look at some more case studies. Ashish, he was a job seeker for 6 plus months, and he landed his dream contract in cybersecurity as a cybersecurity program manager. He implemented magic messaging, 4 conversations. We used to call this magnetic messaging before, but now we changed it to magic messaging. He had 4 conversations, 4 coffee catch ups, and 1 contract. This is exactly what he wanted. And you know what? Initially, he did not believe this. He had tremendous limiting beliefs going on in his mind. He had no clarity and no confidence. But we changed it. Shubhang. Shubhang is the greatest testimonial. He was a job seeker for 3 plus months, and he then landed 30K more than his expectations. He was getting no response from recruiters. He had tremendously poor networking skills, but then he implemented magnetic messaging, which is magic messaging, 50 plus connections added in his LinkedIn, 10 plus conversations, and 1 offer, which was 30K more than his expectations. How good is that? Sophia. Sophia, again, like Belinda, from a career changer to landing a conversation with co founders and CTOs every week. She actually recorded a YouTube video for me explaining exactly how she did that, how this program helped her. And now she has landed a job in the biggest bank in Australia. Again, from a career changer perspective, this was super difficult, but Sophia has done it because she had a mentor like me. I was continuously guiding her, I was feeding her mind, I was following up with her, and I was not letting her go off track. This is the beauty of this program. You get a personal attention to keep you on track. These are some of the messages from our students who sent me on LinkedIn, and I have hundreds of messages, but I've just put some of them here just to give you some idea of how they have landed different roles. So this is not theory. Now you know how my students and I were able to get their dream roles, and you know the key steps that we took to get there. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. How do you make this happen? Or you must be asking, how do I make this happen? This is Dave's system for job search success. From a zero state to a winning mindset, creating an ideal job profile, doing a market validation through extensive market research, building your network, and then implementing magic messaging. 5 steps. So stop applying online so hard. Stop fighting against online applications. Focus on what you want and your ideal job. Create more value in your profile and only target what is aligned. Give value before you ask. Spend time in building quality network and engaging in conversations. What is Job Search Accelerator? Let me give you a little bit about the program. The Job Search Accelerator is our signature program, including an in-depth training platform that spans over 4 to 5 weeks. Using your unique experience, we will walk you step by step through creating, automating, and nailing your job search journey, meaning no time spent on online applications. The goal of this program is to fasten your job search journey and be really strategic. And you will have lifetime access to the program, the weekly support calls, and the one-on-one support. It's a personalized coaching program with lifetime access, weekly support calls, unlimited email support, and on-demand strategy calls. You will have a discovery call, which I call it map exercise. So there is a free 30-minute discovery call available directly with me to find out where are your gaps in your approach, how you can be aligned with your goals and vision, and getting you more clarity. So you will see a link to book a call with me. I'm happy to spend that 30 minutes with you to do this map exercise and tell you where you're lacking. Question: how much is it worth investing to know that I'm getting the Job Search Accelerator program? The exact blueprint I need to find my dream role in less than 90 days. Answer is it's worth investing four figures. Well, it's really worth investing a lot more than that, but I'm on a mission to help the job seekers and make it better for them to find their ideal role. So there is an investment to access this proven method, but the good news is it's not the four-figure investment. So don't worry about that. Will it work for me? Well, you have seen who this has worked for. The students, the career changers, the managers, the new immigrants, and the list goes on. I can't put everyone's story in this PowerPoint slide, otherwise, this webinar would be like a 3 or 4 hour webinar. So, asking, will it work for me, is the wrong question. Instead, you should ask, am I ready to work for it to land my job? Am I ready to take the action and do the work in the right direction, leaving the hundreds of job applications online and waiting for the answers or the interview calls? Or am I willing to do the strategic work, take one step back, and then move 3 steps forward with the right roadmap and the right mentor? If this feels like it's meant for you, in a few minutes, I'm going to share a link and you're invited to apply for a free call to see if you're eligible to enroll in Job Search Accelerator program. Now, people who are watching the recording, you will see that link on the video at the end of this webinar. And you can just click on that link and book a 30-minute map exercise directly with me. I have set aside time in the next week to talk to you and see if I can help. Spaces are limited, so because I only work with action takers, this is an invite only program. I don't invite everyone in this program. And that's the reason why I'm doing this 30-minute map exercise, just to really know if you are eligible. Do not book the call if you are not serious about landing a role in the next few weeks. It's one thing to book a call, but we only want you to book it if you're committed to showing up. We have set aside time next week to talk to you and see if I can help. Do not waste our time by taking up a valuable space and not showing up. We have limited spots available. If you have any issues applying, you can always email me at becomeprorecruiter@gmail.com. Bonus, if you enroll now, I will personally help you to review your messages and Loom videos, which is $2,000 value. I will help you to automate your job search, which is $199 value. And I will help you to build authority content on LinkedIn using ChatGPT, which I always give for $500. You'll get everything for free. So thank you for your time. And I wish to see your calls being booked in my calendar. And I wish to check whether you are eligible for this Jobs Accelerator program. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. See ya.